Hey everybody, welcome to Average Guy Opinions. I'm your average guy, John Corelli, having a less than average brain day apparently, because I can't even remember the title of the thing I've done pretty close to 500 times at this point, so there you have it. But what I wanted to talk about was my last video where I talked about what I call the string cheese incident. There were a couple of little things I forgot, and it also it was just a weird day or a weird week food-wise at my school. So I began mentioning at the beginning of the video that uh, we have a staff meeting. I didn't mention this, but I'm outside, right? I did mention that, but we have a staff meeting every day. The entire staff, security, administration, teachers, paras, except for a select few of us who are outside welcoming the kids in, we have a staff meeting. So we're all on the same page because they're like, oh, this kid is doing searches now. This kid is on escort now, meaning he has to have an adult around him at all times, so on and so forth. Oh, this kid's graduating. Congratulations. This kid, parents are coming in for an IEP, just so you know, if we have not strange, but adults we are not familiar with coming into the building, that's who they are, blah, 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 all that stuff. And so apparently my string cheese faux pas from Wednesday night, or maybe Thursday, whenever it was after school, this was talked about because, like I said, I love these people and they're often very hilarious. So apparently, my principal or somebody uh, put up how to properly eat string cheese because apparently this whole thing got around because we have a small staff. We don't have a lot of kids, and we also don't have a lot of staff. I mean, we're almost one-on-one for these kids because they need it. I think we have, I'm not sure the exact number. I've been told 100, but it looks like less than that. I'd say about 80 kids in our school and probably about 50 or 60 staff. So it is almost one-to-one because these kids need that. Um, Having said that, so apparently in morning meeting, they put up how to properly eat string cheese, and then the principal. I'm surprised she doesn't know this, but because I've been out pretty much outside since January, helping usher the kids in, letting the ones in early who need to be searched, keeping the others out, saying, "Hey, bell rings at 8. That's when we all go in." And of course, in the dead of winter, there's a lot of gnashing of teeth and a lot of complaining, and it's cold, and just the whole thing. Like, I tell them, "Hey, just gut it out. If it gets under 20 degrees, we let you in. If it's over 20, you got to handle it for 10 minutes. Put on a coat, okay? Don't be a cool guy with your shorts and t-shirt on in 20-degree weather. You're going to be a literally cool guy. Be a very cold guy." But so anyway, that happened while the meeting went on. And then when this was just funny, the principal told me about it, and I was like, "Well, I'm out here now, right? I've been out here since January." And she's like, "Oh yeah, that's right." I said, "That's okay. That's hilarious." So she told me about that. That was funny. Um, Another food-based funny thing that happened that I forgot to mention in the first video, or the last video, as it were. Uh, One of my methods that I use as an educator, especially with special needs kids, and not only special needs kids in general, but especially especially special needs. That's hard to say, but especially with the kids I deal with who not only have special needs or on the spectrum, have learning disorders, but also have behavioral needs and a lot of psychiatric issues, depression, PTSD, bipolar disorder. I mean, our kids have quite a grab bag of stuff they're dealing with. So one of the methods I've used this actually ever since I've been a para for the last 9 years, just take them for a walk. I'm too big into two W's: water, walk. They often help a lot more than you expect to. Just tell a kid, "Hey, you want to go get a drink of water?" And even if they say no, it gets them to pause a second, right? It gets them to go, okay. And they have to take a breath. They have to take a breath to answer the question. I know that sounds kind of ridiculous, but I'm not out getting all zen with it. Not trying, "Oh, let's breathe." Sometimes I do say that to kids, but a lot of times I go, do you want some water? Or are you doing okay? And if you ask one word or questions that require only one word answer, by nature, the kids are fine answering that, even if they're not in the mood. And that requires a breath, right? And that requires them to take the tiniest of pauses, even if they're, I don't do this when they're all heightened. I do it when they're coming down. It helps them come down more. And part of this is also going on walks. Like I said, water, walks, big, really big for the population I've always worked with. And so I was walking with two kids. It was the beginning of the day, and both of them were kind of just not really ready to be at school. And I do this every morning. We do this, and my lead teacher encourages it. Like, who wants to do a lap with Mr. John? I'm like, usually I get 2 or 3 kids. We do a lap around the school. It's maybe a quarter mile at the most. I don't even think it's that much, and it helps regulate the kids. And so I'm walking with these 2 kids. Two of my favorite kids. I know I try, you try not to have favorites, but sometimes you just do. There are personalities you just mesh with better than others. But I really do. This classroom, I like all of these kids for different reasons. They're all beautiful. I really, really feel that way. And I've felt that way in the past with most kids, but man, these 6, they've got my heart. It's really, it's tough. I'm glad that none of them are leaving this year. They're all gonna have several seniors next year. I'll probably have a big cry fest at the end of the year, but that's a year away. I'll worry about that in a year. But so we're walking, and we're walking, and we have a lot of trees. It's a nice little campus. It's a nice building. We have a lot of trees and a lot of locust trees, and there's one right by the principal's office. And we're walking, and all of a sudden, we're just about to get to the trunk of the tree. A fucking burrito falls out of the sky, right in front of our feet, and we're all just like, "What?" And of course, me being Mr. Comedian, thinking I'm hilarious, going, "Man, I've been waiting on them to invent a burrito tree for a very long time. Glad they finally came up with that." And the kids were like, "Come on!" And I was like, "Well, I don't know where it came from." So we're looking up there. There's no squirrel up there, which is something we're expecting, right? That a squirrel dropped a burrito. We have a trash can, and this squirrel and any other squirrels, I think we probably have 2 or 3 squirrels that live in these trees around our school. They are, every time I see them, they're beautiful. They are well fed, well nourished, well taken care of squirrels. I mean, they're not super fat, but they just look good. Their coats are healthy because they go into the trash can where our kids just throw food all the time. And so yeah, I mean, it was big too. It was like a 6-inch burrito just comes flying out of the sky. And we just started laughing and talking about it. And then we walked away from the tree, and we finally got the angle, and there was a squirrel up there, and he still had like 2 or 3 inches of it, and he's just chowing down. And so we got a good laugh out of that. So in addition to the string cheese incident and the Kit Kat incident, and the other burrito incident where I ate it from the middle, we had a second burrito incident, which sounds like almost JFK-ish, right? Well, there was a second, there was like the killings in the 60s, the assassinations of Martin Luther King and Bobby Kennedy and John Kennedy. Sound like the second, triangulation, the JFK conspiracy. Well, there was a second burrito. I don't know. Sounds fishy to me. Was there a tostada involved? I don't know. You can't trust those tostadas. Anyway, that's me going weird. But it was really a funny moment. It was so serendipitous. I even told the kids, I go, "Do you understand? Do you understand how bloody unlikely it is that we're walking by a tree and a burrito just falls like 2 feet in front of us?" Because it did. I mean, if we would have been one step ahead, it would have probably hit me in the head. It was hilarious. So I'm sorry, I didn't expect to really go 8 minutes about string cheese and a burrito, and a meeting about string cheese. But yeah, like I said, these are just the fun moments I get to have doing my job. I will end on this: that I also have applied for the art teacher job. We have something in the district. I think it's a national thing. It's called ALP. It stands for Alternative Licensing Program or Licensure Program. And I have a degree. My degree's in history. I have a minor in political science. I earned it 30 years ago. But if you want to they need teachers, especially at a school like ours. I mean, we had an art teacher for this past semester, and he's bailing out. And I actually asked him, I go, where are you working next? He goes, "I don't know." But you could tell by the answer, but it can't be here. You really do have to have a special fortitude. And this guy's a great guy. There's nothing against him personally, but it does take you have to have a certain something to work this job. And I hope I have it. So I applied for it, hoping I get it. If I do get it, I will do ALP, which means going back to school, where I haven't been, like I said, in 31 years. I graduated in December 93, and here it is May of 2024. And so, yeah, I'd have to go back to school to get that. But it really would be worth it, because I'd probably bring in about $1,200 more a month, which would be huge. I could really pay for my kids' college, which is a goal I have that I really want to meet. I will meet it either way, but it'd be nice to do it on a little easier and not having to scrape and scrimp and scrounge and scrump and shrimp and whatever to get that done. So yeah, there's more of the week in review with me at school, hoping to get the art teacher job. If I don't, I told the principal and I told the vice principal in the interview that I'm happy here. I'm happy. I go, this is all about the paycheck. I really like what I do. I like working with the kids I work with. I like working with the adults I work with. And I like the capacity on their end. But I wouldn't mind being the art teacher either, because it would be extra money and could help me a lot. So there you go. There's a 10-minute, another ramble, part 2 of the string cheese incident. I will talk to you guys soon. And I got some more things I want to talk about. I have been mentioning Palestine for a long time. And yesterday, some stuff really hit home for me regarding Palestine and the entire tragedy over in that part of the world. And I will do a video on that either tonight or tomorrow. All right, you guys, have a great day, evening, Avalanche game, whatever you're having. Enjoy the rest of enjoy whatever you're doing. Be happy. Talk to you soon. Bye.